All right, hey Radical fans, this is Lance Key. I'm a Radical staff member. I'm here at my local pro shop, Redbeard Pro Shop in Cookeville, Tennessee. I'm here with Mike Dietz. He's my ball driller, and he and Mo and I have been working on some layouts. We want to talk to you about how we build an arsenal. I've been working with Mo for over 20 years. We use dual angles for our layouts, so as we go through the layouts, we're going to be talking in dual angle layout form. So what you'll see here is I got my one balls that I've got set up here. So this is the balls that are going to read the pattern the soonest for me. I've got 4 different balls that I use for my one balls, depending on if I'm on long, medium, or short. So I've also got a mixture of asymmetricals and symmetricals here. I like 1-inch pins. I'm a two-handed bowler. I've got a higher rev rate with a lower ball speed. So I tend to like shorter pins, so that blends the pattern out for me a little bit. So I've got my 2 asymmetrical balls here. I got my Zing and I got my Conspiracy Theory. They're both drilled with 1-inch pins. And then I've got my Squatch symmetrical here. You'll see that it is drilled with a 5-inch pin. This ball has got a lot of surface on it. This is if I get on something that's just really wet. And then last, I've got my counterattack. So this is mainly for my short when I start off, something that's going to blend the pattern out real good for us. All right, Radical fans, you'll notice that I only have 2 balls for my 2 balls. This is because a lot of times sometimes we even skip these balls and go from my 1 ball to my 3 ball. But these 2 play pretty well for me. After I burn the lane up a little bit and I've got a little hold area to the left, a little hook to the right, these are the balls that I like to go to because it'll get down the lane for me and it'll make a nice move on the back. So I've got my symmetrical, which is my Squatch Pearl, and then I've got my Conspiracy Hybrid here. So both of these balls do a great job of doing that for me. So I got my symmetrical here, and I've got my asymmetrical here for both of those. All right, so these are my 3 balls that I've got. I've got my closer that I usually go to first. Sometimes though it's a little strong off the point for me, so then what I'll do is I'll transition to my counterattack Pearl, and it blends the pattern out a little bit more for me than that. And then I've got 2 extra balls that I carry with me. I've got the Brunswick Twist here, which is a lower differential core. So it's a little smoother than the counterattack. And then I do carry a True Motion urethane ball with me just in case I hit something crazy. I try not to use urethane because it blows the pattern up, messes it up a little bit, spreads the oil around. But I do try to carry it with me just in case I hit something where I need it. I generally like 1-inch pin balls better. That blend the pattern out a little better for me than this, and it doesn't mess the pattern up too much. But every now and then I do need it. All right, guys, so let's take these balls out to the lane, test them out, and I'll let you see what they look like.
So as we're talking about, here's my 4 balls that I'll be using. I'm Lance Key. I throw the ball approximately 15 miles an hour, 450 rev rate, axis points 5.5 by 5/8 down. Here's my Squatch Solid. As you can see, I have to get in pretty deep with this because this ball rose so early for me. A little uncomfortable for me because I'm so deep with my feet. But now I'm going to go to my Zing, and my Zing drilled 115 by 1 by 40. You're going to see that I can play a little further to the right. So get this ball out a little bit. And with the 1-inch pin balls, a lot of people will talk about how, they have trouble with these recovering. But as you can see here, this ball recovers just fine for me. And then getting inside just a little bit here, the ball recovers just fine. When I need the ball to go a little longer, I go to my Conspiracy Theory. So this would be for like a medium pattern. You can see this ball gets a little further down the lane, but it's still giving me that 1-inch pin kind of roll as the ball is going down the lane. Again, one inside for you to show you this ball will recover here on the inside for you. And then last for my 1 balls, I've got my counterattack solid. My counterattack's going to get the longest on the lane, so this will be like for a short pattern for me. This ball will get down the lane real well for me and then make that nice 1-inch pin move that I like. For two-handed bowlers, I think you've got to have this. So this is the counterattack solid. You see that nice smooth arcing motion. Now we're going to switch over to our 2 balls. So this is our Squatch Pearl and our Conspiracy Hybrid. So these balls are, when you break down the pair a little bit and you got some hold to the inside and a little hook to the right. So I got my Conspiracy Hybrid. As you can see, we'll get this a little wider. Ball recovers just fine for us. Makes that nice kick on the back of the lane for us. Goes to the pin deck really well. So this ball, when it starts hooking a little much for me, I'll go to my Squatch Pearl. My Squatch Pearl actually picks up a little sooner for me, but again, it makes nice motion down lane for me. So these are my two balls that I use. So after I get done throwing my one balls, then I go to these, my two balls. And last we have our three balls, which these are the balls that are generally going to get the longest in the lane for me. Sometimes I like stuff like the closer you're going to see here that's going to get down the lane and really kick for me. This ball is a great complement to my Squatch. I usually, my Squatch Pearl, I usually get the same motion out of this ball that I get from my Squatch Pearl, except for this one is a little longer down lane. It goes a little longer and then gives me the same motion. So usually when my Squatch Pearl starts picking up too soon, I can switch straight over to this closer and it rolls great for me going down the lane. So when I start getting a little bit too much angle with this closer, you can see that it's gonna get pretty steep at times. Then I like to go to my counterattack pearl. My counterattack pearl, as you can see, I've got drilled with a 6-inch pin with a 70-degree valve. Remember that 70-degree drill really doesn't matter here. This ball is going to get down the lane for us, and you're going to see it's going to give me a nice arcing motion, and I need that at times because, again, being a two-hander, I really need to be able to get the ball down the lane. Next, I got my twist. This twist is a low differential core ball, so this is like an 025 diff ball. So it's kind of there for when my counterattack pearl maybe is just too strong on the back end, which hardly ever happens, but I like to have it there. And then last, I've got a urethane ball. I try not to throw this one a whole lot just because it can mess the pattern up, but I feel like that, you know, most two-handers should have a urethane ball in your bag. As you can see, uh, play fairly straight with it. You're not going to see a whole lot of motion out of it, but I like to have it in my bag just to be able to control the break point when I need to be able to control the break point. Thank you for watching, Radical fans. I hope this was helpful for you guys just to see how I kind of go about laying out bowling balls and seeing all the 2019 Radical bowling balls here. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on the Radical Facebook website. Here are the one balls that I use here in the video: the Squatch Solid, the Zing, the Conspiracy Theory, and the Counterattack. Notice there is a mixture of symmetricals and asymmetricals that I use for my one balls with different surfaces on those. Most of these were drilled with a 1-inch pin. Next, the two balls that I used in this video was the Conspiracy Hybrid and the Squatch Pearl. Again, both having a symmetrical and an asymmetrical ball here. And I've got these both around a 5-inch pin here with a medium valve angle. And last, my three balls that you'll see that most of my pins are going to be between 5 and 6 inches. Again, these are all symmetrical balls that I have here, but these balls are drilled so that they get down the lane for me, and then there's different angularity that from either the core or the valve angle that I've chosen. So I hope this helps you guys to lay your bowling balls out. And if you have any questions, again, contact me on the Radical Facebook website.